Hey, what's up, everyone? I wanted to make this video to address a misconception a lot of people have, and I'll start by giving a little story from the gym. I was working out, and this one guy who was working there, he was vacuuming. He says, "Excuse me, sir, could you watch over that spider right there and make sure it doesn't go anywhere? Because I need to get some insecticide to kill it." I look down at it and I say, "It's not a spider. That's a daddy longlegs." And the guy says, "Yeah, well, I'm arachnophobic and it has to die." And I'm like, "No, it doesn't. Like, if it's bothering you, I'll just take it outside." So I reach down to pick it up. The guy says, "Ew, ew, no, no, you're not touching it. You're not touching it." And I pick it up. I start to walk towards the door. He's kind of between me and the door. And he says, "Whoa, whoa, get away, get away." He kind of like jumps away. I say, "Calm down, buddy." And then I take it outside, put it on a bush, and then go back in and continue my workout. And a lot of people have some misconceptions about uh, daddy longlegs, also known as harvestmen or technically opiliones. Now, the first one is that they're spiders, which I just say they're not. But a lot of people do know that they're not spiders. They are arachnids, like spiders are, and some characteristics of arachnids is that they have 10 limbs, although in some arachnids like spiders and scorpions, the front limbs have become kind of like their version of hands, or in the case of scorpions, pincers. And the other 8 limbs are just used for walking. And they have these mouthpieces called the chelicerae, which are kind of like what we call their fangs. Apart from the ones I just mentioned, some other arachnids include but are not limited to ticks, whip scorpions, and camel spiders. And arachnids are members of the chelicerate subphylum. And all the chelicerates have the chelicerae. And some non-arachnid chelicerae include sea spiders, horseshoe crabs, and the now extinct eurypterids. And in some of the eurypterids, the chelicerae actually evolved into pinchers. In fact, there's this one species called Brontoscorpio that lived, I think, like 420 million years ago, that had both the chelicerate pinchers and the front limbs as pinchers. So it had essentially like, quadruple pinchers. Now, the common misconception a lot of people have is that daddy longlegs possess the most powerful venom of any animal, but are incapable of using it on humans because their fangs cannot penetrate human flesh. And it is true that, like every other uh, arachnid, daddy longlegs use their chelicerae for feeding, but their chelicerae are not like a spider's. They don't end in uh, pointed tips. They end in these pincer-like structures. These chelicerae are very useful for killing and dismembering their prey, which is primarily small insects. But while it is true that they are incapable of piercing human skin, they do not have any kind of venom glands, toxic or otherwise. So that myth is it's completely unfounded. They're not harmless because they possess an extremely poisonous venom but can't pierce human skin to inject it. They're harmless because they can't pierce human skin and they don't possess venom of any kind. Some other animals that people refer to as daddy longlegs include the Pholcidae family of spiders, which, uh, unlike the harvestmen, do have chelicerae that can pierce human skin, and they do have venom, but the venom is not toxic to humans. And these spiders are useful to humans because they prey on other more poisonous and more deadly species of spiders. Another group of arthropods people refer to as daddy longlegs are the Tuplidae family, also known as the crane flies, which of course aren't arachnids, they're insects. And a lot of people mistake them for giant mosquitoes because, well, they look a lot like a giant mosquito. But unlike mosquitoes, they don't drink blood, they drink nectar. They're completely harmless. So if you see one outside, just leave it alone. And that's all I really have to say on the topic. Peace out.